As tensions grow in the South China Sea and China becomes more aggressive, a big question hangs in the air. Can these South Korean giants, with their amazing firepower and advanced technology, be the key to changing the outcome in a possible face-off with China's growing navy? The answer might be a game changer, affecting the course of history and challenging the US Navy's position. You are watching Battleground. Consider subscribing to watch regular episodes. The rising tensions in the South China Sea, driven by China's expanding navy, have brought attention to South Korea's Sang the Great-class destroyers as unexpected heroes. These ships showcase South Korea's impressive technological capabilities and may serve as the secret weapon the United States requires to maintain control over the sea. While China is constructing numerous new warships,
China prepares to add more military might to its navy. The Asian superpower is expected to launch 2 multi-role naval warships, adding muscle to its new generation of aircraft carrier strike groups.
The Sang the Great-class destroyers stand out as formidable forces. These vessels are akin to maritime giants, featuring an extensive 128-cell vertical launch system capable of deploying potent missiles for surface attacks, anti-submarine operations, and cruise missiles. The firepower of the Sang the Great class surpasses even that of China's Type 055 destroyer, which has 112 cells and a considerably heavier weight, ranging from 10,000 to 12,000 tons. South Korea's Sang the Great class destroyers can handle themselves well against China's slightly larger Type 055. In a world where the United States and China are considered big powers, South Korea's Sang the Great quietly takes the title of one of the world's strongest warships. What's even more interesting is that South Korea can build these ships faster than the US can. The South Korean Naval Academy started in 1945, but it became a strong navy during the conflict with North Korea. At first, the Navy used destroyers from the United States. They also focused on getting better at stopping submarines because they were worried about North Korea. In the 1980s, South Korea wanted to build their own ships and created new types like frigates and corvettes. This was a big step in making a modern navy. In the 2000s, South Korea changed from just defending the coast to having a navy that can go anywhere in the world. Now, the Navy uses modern designs influenced by the United States and works closely with them in emergencies. The third part of their plan was to make a top-notch destroyer that can handle different threats at sea, on land, or in the air. This led to the Sang the Great-class destroyers, which are now some of the most advanced warships around. The main ship in the Sang the Great group, called Sang the Great, started working in 2009.
South Korea's Navy is training against future threats. 2 of its main assets are the Aegis-class destroyer Sejong the Great and the domestically produced 3,000-ton class submarine Dosan Anchangho.
The main ship in the Sang the Great group, called Sang the Great, started working in 2009. After that, the second and third ships were given in the next few years. They're planning to make 3 more ships in the next 10 years, and each one will cost about $925 million. These ships make the South Korean fleet proud. The Sang the Great ships are big, weighing about 8,500 tons and stretching over 600 feet in the water. They're designed based on the early Burke class from the US Navy and the Japanese Atago class. The ship can have 300 crew members, and when needed, it can fit up to 400. It's also really good at detecting things, especially missiles from North Korea. They made it this way on purpose for this group of ships. South Korea's defense media agency says that the Sang the Great class is designed to handle many different tasks. This class of ships helps the Navy protect Korean waders from threats in the air, on the surface, and under the water. They say that with just one of these ships, the South Korean Navy can deal with many things happening at the same time, like protecting against planes, ships, submarines, and missiles. The Sang the Great class destroyers use advanced technology from allied nations. These ships are the biggest among surface warships and are equipped with the EI's combat system, developed by Lockheed Martin. This system includes the Spy-1 radar, which is the Navy's most advanced radar, along with components like the Spy-1D transmitter and the MK-D-9 fire control system. By integrating the Aegis weapon system with the MK-41 vertical launching system, this class of destroyers can effectively deploy missiles against various threats in different situations. The Aegis weapon system is used in almost 100 ships worldwide, and plans are in place to equip over a dozen more vessels with this technology. Ships with the Aegis system have gained over 1,200 years of operational experience at sea, launching nearly 4,000 missiles. Beyond the United States and South Korea, other countries such as Australia, Japan, Norway, and Spain have also chosen the Aegis system for their vessels. The strategic reason behind using US technology, including weapons, spy radars, and the Aegis system on Japanese and South Korean ships, is to ensure smooth operation and communication with their US counterparts. This collaboration was first tested in 2010 when the lead ship of the Sang the Great class, supported by the US Navy and Lockheed Martin, successfully completed a comprehensive 3-week series of trials for the ship's combat system. The ship's combat system underwent qualification trials both at sea and at the Pacific Missile Range Facility off Kauai Island in Hawaii. The Aegis combat system on the ship was thoroughly evaluated for combat readiness, involving exercises in anti-air warfare and electronic attack scenarios. The Aegis weapons system performed exceptionally well throughout these rigorous tests. Jeff Bantle, then the Vice President and General Manager of Lockheed Martin Mission Systems and Sensors, expressed pride in the ship's capabilities. He mentioned, "This pioneering ship introduces unparalleled air defense, anti-submarine, anti-surface, and self-defense capabilities to the Republic of Korea Navy." In response to the increasing focus on maritime security and naval capabilities in East Asia, neighboring countries are preparing for potential escalations, particularly due to China's growing naval power. China's assertiveness in claiming territory and expanding its naval presence has led nearby nations to strengthen their naval capabilities as a countermeasure against potential threats. China's Navy is now the biggest in the world, and it's getting even bigger than the United States Navy. Some people who study this stuff think that China can make 3 warships, while the United States makes just 1. But even though China's Navy is really big, some experts in the West think that South Korea's Young the Great class destroyer, especially the Type 055 destroyer, can be a good match for China. The Jongs, which are part of South Korea's Navy, are a bit smaller than China's Type 055 destroyers. But there's an important difference. The Jongs have something called a vertical launch system, VLS, which is like a special compartment on the ship that can shoot different kinds of missiles. This makes the Jongs better at dealing with different dangers from all around. The VLS on Seong the Great's ship makes it even better at resisting threats. Seong the Great is the most heavily armed ship in East Asia. While the Arleigh Burke class has 96 VLS cells and the Type 055 has 112, Seong the Great surpasses them all with a remarkable 128 cells. These cells house various weapons, including surface-to-air, anti-submarine, and cruise missiles. As a South Korean model, the Seong the Great class is recognized globally as one of the most heavily armed ships, second in VLS capacity, only to the Russian Kirov-class battlecruiser. Even Admiral D. Kim, a retired South Korean admiral and the first captain of Seong the Great, who possesses extensive operational knowledge of the ship, believes it can more than hold its own against China's Type 055. With their advanced capabilities, these destroyers are expected to play a crucial role in ensuring South Korea's security. Specifically designed to counter diverse threats in the region, they are versatile assets essential for potential conflicts in the Korean Peninsula or surrounding areas. Furthermore, the Seong the Great class destroyer solidifies South Korea's position as a significant player in East Asia's security. By contributing significantly to the region's peace and stability, these destroyers underline South Korea's key role in maintaining security in the area. We hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe the channel.